This is the Bates Bobcast, our weekly podcast where we take a look at the week that was in Bates athletics. My name is Aaron Morris, and this week we're celebrating the women's basketball team's best start to a season since 2004. Plus, the men's basketball team has won back-to-back games. It may be cold outside, but the winter sports season is heating up on the Bates Bobcast. The women's basketball team had its game against Southern Maine postponed last Tuesday, and this Tuesday's game against Maine Farmington has also been postponed. But when they hit the court Sunday, the Bobcats won a thriller, 86-85 over the University of New England in double overtime. Trailing by 2, the Bobcats got the ball in the hands of sophomore Julia Middlebrook.
Bates down by a bucket, 85-83. Williams gets it in for Graff. Graff off a screen from Lemire. Graff out to Williams. Williams drives in out to Middlebrook for 3. Got it! Middlebrook knocks down the 3 with 3 seconds to go in double overtime. The Bobcats lead 86-85.
The Bates defense held as time expired, and the Bobcats improved to 3-0 on the season. Their best start through 3 games since 2004. First-year Meghan Graff led Bates with 17 points on Sunday. Middlebrook scored 6 points, grabbed 3 rebounds, dished out 5 assists, and recorded 2 steals. And her clutch 3 earns her Female Bobcat of the Week honors. She and Graff joined the Bobcast to talk about the Bobcats' fast start. Julia, we'll start with you because let's just take us through. We tried to get you on the broadcast. We had some technical problems, but you were able to hit a huge three-pointer to win the game on Sunday against UNE. Take us through that play.
I think definitely when we were getting down to the end, like the last 2 overtimes when we were in timeouts, our coach to our team was just like, who's got guts and who wants to kind of finish the game. So I definitely had that mentality, and I think everybody on our team on and off the court was just like, let's get this, like, the job done. So I think when Amari passed me the ball, I was like, I just got to shoot it and let it fly, and it worked out. So, and I was just so happy just to come away with a win, and we all worked so hard, so it was definitely awesome to do that.
Excellent. And Meghan, you had a key layup prior to that that really helped set up the comeback there. Take us through that play, and then what did you see when Julia knocked down her shot?
So the play before Julia knocked down the shot, I just knew, like, we were down a few points. We had to knock down a shot, and I saw an open lane, and I was like, yeah, I'm just going to take it to the hoop. Why not? And that brought us, I think we were still down 1. And, I mean, 3 might have been better in that situation, but we work hard on defense. I had no doubt that we weren't going to get a stop. We were going to get a stop. And then next play, when Julia knocked down the shot, it was funny because coming out of the timeout, Coach yelled at Julia for hesitating, for not taking the shot the previous play. So obviously she had to redeem herself. And so we had a play set up, and it was funny because Amari threw the skip pass, and I was about to catch it because I didn't think anyone was right there, and you were right there, and I was like, oh, thank God. And Julia knocked it down, and it was so great, especially coming out of the timeout, having Coach tell her not to hesitate.
Well, following up on that, I was watching the replay, and you kind of stuck her hand down, and nope. What did you see?
So I saw Amari, I drove, and then I passed it to Amari, and I saw Amari throw the skip pass. But I didn't think anyone was behind me, and so I put my hand up, then I looked and I saw Julia, so I pulled it back, and I was like, thank God. I pulled my hand back, but also thank God someone was there.
Yeah. And then, Julia, is that something consistently that Allison's been emphasizing, maybe being aggressive on offense? Because you're a really good distributor, and you also have a good shot also.
Yeah, I think definitely this season I've been trying to get better at just being aggressive to the basket. I love to pass, and I love to see my teammates score, but I think coming into the NESCAC play and just the other tougher competition we're going to see, I'm definitely have to work on that because we all have our jobs to kind of get the job done and be successful in every game that we play.
You both basically play point guard. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think we're pretty versatile when it comes to the 1 and the 2. So if we're in, or if Mia's in, I mean it's fine if she brings the ball up because I'm comfortable playing the 2 position, and then if I bring the ball up, she's comfortable playing the 2 position as well. And also I think, like, different scenarios in the game, like, what the pace is, like, coach will tell us who she wants being the 1, who she wants being the 2 for specific plays and stuff.
Great. And then, Julia, the final play on defense when they had that runner that went off the back of the rim, did that kind of your heart go in your throat when you see that ball go up in the air?
Absolutely. You know, like, I think hitting such a big shot down, I'm like, oh, God, like, well, this cannot end. Yeah, this has to go in our way. Like, it was just, like, such a good like morale booster for our team. Like it was a long game, not gonna lie. It just like we were like, we got this, we need this to end and we need to win. So definitely we were just so thrilled that it was able to go our way. So
yeah, I described it as like a battle of attrition in that game because people were just fouling out left and right.
Yeah.
But you were able to stay in it. So how were you able to do that?
I mean, I think the fouls were a little bit of a blessing in disguise because it was a long game, 2 overtimes along with the 4 quarters, and like I think since like a lot of our other players fouled out that like made like a significant impact on the game. Like Mel and Mia fouled out and they were like really hot like the 4th and like the beginning of the first overtime. So like losing those players, I think it was mostly like the 5 people on the court playing the 2 overtimes. And like the fouls, I mean, they were breaks for us. Yeah. So like I think we were all just like winded and stuff. So like having those foul shots were kind of key because we got to rest and stuff. But also like I know like halftime during the game we like talked as a team and said like we need to adjust because the refs aren't going to change. Like we're going to have to change the way we're playing. Like maybe not be as aggressive on defense and stuff. And I mean, we did adjust, but there was still, I mean, they were just calling everything, so.
And then, Julia, I'm curious, you know, after the game was over, obviously a lot of adrenaline running through everybody, right? I mean, what's that feeling like to have that emotional release after a double overtime win like that?
Oh, it was just like a huge relief, kind of like that we were able to get it done. Like, obviously, as a team, we were just so thrilled because it was like, I mean, who doesn't want to win in double overtime on a buzzer beater, kind of, you know, like semi, yeah. And I was just like so happy that we could do this for our coaches and do it for our program because we're ready to improve as a team, and I think we've been just doing that every day in practice. And this team's got some guts and some grit, so I can't wait to see what we can do next.
And then Meghan, Allison Montgomery mentioned that she's been recruiting you basically since day one. She was hired here at Bates. What's that process been like?
So yeah, I'm from Maine, and I think she got to come to a lot of my games, my AU games, my high school games, and like we were able to establish like a good solid relationship. Like I got to know her as a coach, she got to know me as a player, and I think just since like she started recruiting me early in the process, so like she got to see me like develop, and like when she like told me things she wanted me to work on, like we both live in Maine, so like she could come to a lot of games. She could like see like if I'm like trying to work on those things to improve and stuff, and like so she saw that, and it was just nice. Like I know I wanted to stay close to home, going to school, so Bates was just like a perfect fit, and she's a great coach.
Yeah, being from South Portland, what was your familiarity with Bates kind of growing up in Maine?
So obviously like I'm familiar with all the NESCAT schools here, like Bates, Bode, and Kody. And actually my best friend's sister played basketball here way back, actually, more than a few years ago. But actually growing up, I came to a lot of Bates games. And then just like since I was so close, I got to see like a lot of their games, like the style of their play, like how Coach Montgomery coached and like her philosophy, and that was like really nice to be able to see that.
Well, growing up, I'm curious, when did you start thinking I can play in college?
My mom played in college, my dad played basketball in high school, and I like grew up playing basketball. I started playing travel basketball in 5th grade, and then I started playing AAU, and I was like, oh, like I think I'm like, I want to be committed to this. Like I want to like be able to like take this to another level. And so I think probably around like 7th or 8th grade of AAU, like I just started to like work on getting more exposure and stuff. And it like, I mean, I didn't really need exposure since like Bates is in Maine, I live in Maine, so like it was easy access pretty much. But like just like I think around middle school was when I realized. I mean, I've always loved basketball. I think I always knew I wanted to play in college because I was so committed to it.
Great. Julia, obviously senior captain Erica Lemire, big-time minutes on Sunday. Mel Binkhorst, a junior, played really well also. But this is a young team, right? There's a lot of first-years like Meghan, and you're a sophomore, almost like one of the elder statesmen, right? What's that experience been like?
I mean, definitely sometimes I kind of forget that I'm a sophomore just because, like, it's a lot of freshmen and that, like, I feel like there's just a huge difference between first years and then non-first years just because, like, you're not adjusting to college anymore. You've been through, like, a year of, like, your sports and your academics. So, but then at the same time, I am on the younger side, so I still, hang out with the freshmen a lot and stuff. So it's like, I think I'm in a great position because, like, I've been through it and I can help them out, but also, like, I'm still learning too, and I'm still trying to get better too and establish myself.
What's your biggest piece of advice to the younger players, slightly younger?
Oh, yeah, by 6 months. Definitely just to, I think this goes for me too, just, like, enjoy, like, the opportunity that we have and that, it's going to go by quick. I feel like I can't believe it's already been, like, a year now, and that to just enjoy the ride and, just keep on getting better. And, like, I think it goes for all of us and our whole team that, like, if you're mentally there, then you can just also become so much better and just, like, continue to work hard. And
then, Meghan, from your perspective, I mean, you've got all these first-year teammates who you're sharing the court with right away. What's it been like?
I'm not going to lie. It was a little intimidating at first, but I think just, like, playing, like, preseason in the fall and stuff, we just, like, the whole team established a really solid, like, good, solid relationship. And that, like, just allowed the first years, including me, to feel more comfortable on the court, like, playing with them and kind of, like, just, like, having, like, that good team chemistry overall just makes, like, me and the others to feel, like, to have more confidence, like, know that, like, oh, like, you can, like, take on that role. Because, like, we knew the first years coming in that, like, we were going to have an impact on the program just because it's such a young team. And, like, just, like, being able to have that good, like, team dynamic allowed us to, like, feel more comfortable on the court, I think.
Terrific. Have either of you played a double overtime game before at any level?
I was thinking about that. I've never, I played soccer in high school, so, like, when, like, the games were tied, they would do, like, 2 10-minute periods. But also, like, I don't think I've ever, like, either lost or won on a buzzer beater either. Yeah. Like, I haven't, like, really experienced that, so it's going well for me.
Right, yeah, good first one, right?
Yeah.
Same for you?
Yeah, definitely in basketball, I don't think I've experienced the double overtime. Maybe I can't say. I definitely played in overtime before, but I don't think I played in a game that close. And, like, that was just, like, so much fun. The double overtime, it was just, like, such a nail-biter. It was going back and forth. And, yeah, I don't think I've ever been in a game, like, that close before.
Did you feel in the moment it was really fun, or it was more like afterwards, oh, we won, now it's fun?
And I was, like, thinking, and, like, I think we're in double overtime. I'm like, is this going to be, like, a Syracuse and UConn game where we're going, like, 6? Because I'm like, it is. Because I looked today, like, the change of the scores, it was, like, just free throw. Whoever missed a free throw, like, it was up 1. Yeah. So in the back of my head, I was like, oh my gosh, like, when is this going to, like, we needed it to end. I was like, we don't need a third overtime, so, yeah.
Same thoughts going through your mind, kind of?
Yeah, I've noticed, like, the past few games, I know we've only had 3, but just, like, the pace of the play and stuff, it's all so much fun, and just, like, the energy that our whole team brings, like, off the court, like, on the bench and on the court, that I think that makes it fun. And, like, for me, I don't know if it was fun. It was kind of like, let's get, like, we need to win this game. Like, we worked so hard. Like, we came back. We played with so much grit that we just, like, have to, like, just finish it off and win the game. I just thought it was more, like, intense. It was going back and forth. Like, I feel like during the overtimes, like, there wasn't a lead greater than, like, 5 or 6. Yeah. So, like, it was just such a close game.
All right, Meghan Graff and Julia Middlebrook, thanks so much.
No problem. Thank you.
After falling in their first 2 games, the Bates men's basketball team is now 2-2 after the Bobcats defeated Salem State 93-73 on Sunday and the University of New England 104-84 on Monday, with senior Nick Lynch pouring in a career-high 25 points against UNE. Junior Kody Greenhalgh tallied a team-high 17 points against Salem State to go along with 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 steals. He followed that up with 12 points, 5 assists, and 2 steals Monday against the Nor'easters. And Kody Greenhalgh is our male Bobcat of the week. Kody, first of all, you kind of have a unique kind of lane here at Bates where you play both football and basketball. This is the first year you're doing both at the same time, so what's the experience been like so far?
It's been great. I didn't play football last year, but playing this year, really, I didn't want to regret not playing. So I was talking to my dad, my mom, my brother. I was like, why not give it a shot? So I walked on to it this year. It was pretty fun. We didn't get the results we wanted, but the culture has definitely been changing. New coaches came in, did a great job, and now switching to basketball, We just picked up 2 wins. Season's starting to roll for us.
Yeah, speaking of basketball, you came off the bench there against Salem State and had, I think, 17 points in 19 minutes. So was Furbush's instructions go out there and shoot?
Yeah, he just says play my game, stay within yourself, and, make the right passes, get out and run, and just play ball.
And what did you see out there on the court opening up for you, thought?
I think just getting out and running, getting steals, pushing the ball, making the right pass, and it all fell in place.
It's got to be nice to have Nick Lynch back after a brief absence, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. He can shoot from outside, get rebounds. It just brings a certain toughness to the game where we need that.
For sure. And then going back to football real quickly, you moved to wide receiver this year. I assume you played quarterback in high school and everything?
I've actually never played wide receiver in my life, and I tried it out. It's different looking back. Used to be quarterback and seeing how different it is and how hard it is to be a wide receiver. It was a really eye-opening experience for me. It was fun. Yeah, it was real fun.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's completely different positions, but you have to have chemistry with the quarterback, obviously.
I feel like me and Costa were if we had a little more time, we would have been pretty good. But he went down. I don't know. I feel like next year should be a little bit better.
And then now back to basketball. How did you make that transition when football season ended right on to basketball season?
Yeah, my last game was a Saturday, and then I had basketball practice that next Monday. And coach was like, "You want a break?" I was like, "Nah, I'll just go right into it." So I was like, here I am now.
What has Furbush kind of told you your role is on this team within the scheme of things?
He just told me, just play your game. He knows I can go out and play. Just, spark off the bench, get out and run, get some steals, just do whatever I can to help.
For sure. And then going back to when you were choosing colleges, coming from Rhode Island, what made Bates the place for you?
I really liked the campus. It was a small campus. I didn't want to go to somewhere big, a big school. I just feel like I'd be lost. So Bates really, I don't know, fit with me. And being away from home, not away from home, but 4 hours away, it's not that bad. So and I got a couple friends from high school who go here, but they don't play sports. So that was pretty big for me.
Great. So you obviously have connections outside of athletics here as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of that, what are you studying here? What are you looking to major in?
I'm a rhetoric major. It's film, screen studies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's what interests me.
Film and screen studies, nice. So what's your favorite movie then?
I got a lot of favorite movies. I like comedies, so a lot of Adam Sandler. I like Mark Wahlberg, all Mark Wahlberg movies.
They don't really look at those probably in your film studies classes, do they?
No, they don't. They take a different look at some other movies.
Do you produce movies yourself, or?
I've actually I'm in a couple film classes where I produce. Actually, me and Jeff Spellman.
Yeah.
We're in the same class. We produce a couple short movies, and I like to include basketball in there.
Yeah.
So the teacher really likes that.
Nice. And so, what's that experience like learning how to film stuff?
Actually, Jeff is good with the camera, and
Yeah.
I act for him. That's been good. It's been fun.
Back to basketball a little bit. Looking forward now, you've got a couple wins under your belt. What's it like playing UNE though? Because that's a totally different thing.
Yeah, I was gassed. UNE presses the whole game. They bring out 5 in, 5 out, 3 different groups. So just running around. I don't know. They try to create havoc on there, and I didn't like it. But hey, we pulled it out in the end. The second half, I mean.
Yeah, the second half, you guys really. You beat them by 20? It was tied at halftime. You beat them by 20 in the second half. And so, what adjustments were made?
Just when they press, you got to stay calm, look for that right pass because they double right off the bat. So you got to stay calm and look for the open guy and just push from there and try to get open layups.
Great, and then obviously, NESCAC play coming up, I'm sure, in January, basically. Got a few non-conference games left, obviously, in December. But last year was your first experience in the NESCAC in basketball. What did you kind of learn about the competition?
I definitely see the difference between NESCAC teams and non-conference. But I feel like our team plays better against better competition. So I feel like that would be good for us for our first couple NESCAC games.
All right, Kody Greenhalgh, Male Bobcat of the Week. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
The squash teams welcome Bowdoin to the Bates Squash Center on Wednesday. The Bates Department of Athletics is providing a free fan bus to the match, which will leave Commons at 5:30 p.m. and return at 8 p.m. Then on Sunday, the Bobcats welcome Trinity to town, with the action getting underway at 11 a.m. The squash teams are teaming with the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation's Versus Cancer program to raise awareness and funds for local kids with cancer. For more information, go to team.curethekids.org. facebook.org/Bates College Squash. The squash teams are the only winter sports with home contests this week, but fans can make the short trip to Bowdoin to watch the swimming and diving teams in action at the main state meet Friday and Saturday. Plus, the basketball teams travel to St. Joseph's on Saturday. We'll recap it all next time on the Bates Bobcast.
Bates, 5 billion, 5 billion.